Welcome to Finance IT course of National IT Promotion Agency of Korea. I'm Jisoo Kim from the Service Strategy team at KakaoPay, one of the leading fintech company in Korea. It's my pleasure to share experience and knowledge with this lecture, Fintech, the Paradigm Shift in Finance. Given the limited time, please understand that this lecture is designed to provide a general understanding and industry trend. This part is in the introduction to fintech, covering what fintech means and how it was developed. So let's begin. I'd like to start with this question. When you think about the term fintech, what image or concept comes into mind? Mobile payment, Bitcoin, or insurtech? Yes, all of those are the part of fintech. In fact, it is much more than that. Currently, the fintech industry consists of various services, technologies, and players to create an integrated ecosystem. It covers a broad range of financial services from payment to investment and technology from mobile environment to artificial intelligence. It is delivered by many different players such as startup, financial institution, big tech, and infrastructure providers. To form such a large ecosystem that we have seen in the previous slide, the fintech industry has evolved over time. As the concept of the fintech is combining the financial sector with technology, so some researchers even consider its origin in the late 19th century. However, the fintech industry, familiar to us, was shaped in 2008 when the technology was no longer a supportive tool, but a game changer for the industry. So what exactly happened after 2008 and how did it affect financial sectors? There are several technological factors and social factors behind it. First of all, the regulatory reform began due to the global financial crisis in 2008. Also, financial institutions started downsizing and utilizing technology to reduce cost. With tightening regulations, the need for long-tail finance was increased, so did the alternative finance. Simultaneously, the public distrust against the traditional institution increased, which helped the new entrant and startup settle down more easily. For the tech side, the iPhone was launched at this time, which led to a transition to a mobile economy. Also, big data and AI resulted in more personalized, innovative services across industry, including finance. Cloud computing and the distributed ledger also provided the environment to bring financial infrastructure. Altogether, those factors led to rapid change in the financial sectors to be transformed into fintech. As a result, global fintech investment has accelerated dramatically since 2008. In 2018, global venture capital investment was $40.6 billion, with a CAGR of 42% over 10 years. Throughout evolution, the importance of technology is even further emphasized these days. Jack Ma, the former chairman of Alibaba Group, which has one of the largest e-commerce and fintech arms, coined the term fintech into techfin. He stated that techfin is to rebuild the system with technology, whereas fintech takes the original system to improve it. So far, we have seen how fintech was evolved in general. Now let's take a few steps back and see how it was developed by region. The center of early fintech development was the US and Europe, directly affected by social and technological factors that we have discussed before. Back in 2008, many famous fintech startups such as PayPal for online payment, TransferWise for easy money transfer, Kickstarter for crowdfunding, etc. were born there. Later on, it expanded further with various services such as Challengers Bank, P2P lending, etc. Moving to 2010s, the fintech industry grew dramatically in Asia, especially China. During the time, China lacked financial infrastructure with low credit card penetration rate and low financial inclusion. Thanks to the rise of internet company, China directly jumped to mobile payment both online and offline. Now, fintech adoption rate in China peaked at 87% in 2020, which means 87% of respondents use fintech services in everyday life. In the late 2010, the growth shift toward emerging countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. As these countries have low financial inclusion but high mobile penetration, fintech services such as a means of alternative finance and a digital economic driver. In India, 11 new payment banks were created in 2015. In Southeast Asia, the fintech investment was increased by 30% in 2018. In Africa, 41% of total investment was the fintech sector in 2019. Likewise, the fintech industry has grew the different speed throughout the social and technological changes, yet we can say that its growth is global. In fact, the number of fintech startups reached 21,000 globally, and 66 of them are unicorns, total value at $248 billion as of June 2020. Along with the global growth, there is another trend to watch in this industry. In recent years, big tech companies such as Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon that operates beyond geographical borders are starting to enter Fintech Battlefield. The GAFA from the US and BATJ from China and regional champions such as Naver, Kakao, and Grab are penetrating the entire financial sector, range from payment to wealth management. Also, they are moving toward B2B business focused on data collection to analytics. By doing so, those big tech companies use technology to unbundle the existing financial institution and rebundle with their ecosystem. This will not only increase competition, but also change the dynamics in the fintech industry. So far, we have discussed the definition and evolution of fintech, how it was developed into the current landscape over time. Thanks for watching today.